Good morning, Seven Lakes. Please stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. As we begin another school day, let us take a moment to silently think about our day, our activities, and what we hope to accomplish.
Not much is known about high school wrestling. Many think it's just as simple as pinning someone down to the ground for a few seconds until the referee declares a winner. In reality, wrestling is a very challenging sport with its own sophisticated rules and strategies. To learn more about wrestling, we interviewed a couple of students from our school's very own distinct wrestling program.
So basically, there's different weight classes depending on how much you weigh when you start off when your natural weight. And based on your weight, you can either drop a couple weight classes or lose 8 to 10 pounds or drop a couple pounds. Or if you're in a higher weight class, you need to gain weight to fill that weight class in order to make the lineup. It's just a sacrifice we got to make. Some people got to cut 10 pounds or more. It's a little tough for everybody, but it's just something you got to do. There's 3 periods in wrestling, and they're 2 minutes each. In the very first period, you start on your feet, which is called the neutral position, and you work your way from there. And by the end of the third period, if the score is tied up, then you have to settle it in overtime with 1 minute, and whoever scores first wins the match. So there's regulations in wrestling. Before you weigh in, you have to have your nails cut short. Your hair has to be with a minimal length, and you have to be cleanly shaved. Those are all three things you have to do before you can step on the mat. But during a wrestling match, you cannot punch people, you cannot bite people, you can't pull hair, and there's a couple illegal moves that you can't do, but the ref will stop at beforehand and call potentially dangerous.
Some key moves and strategies during wrestling are we have our 3 basic shots, which are double legs, single legs, and then you have your high crotch. When you're wrestling, you always got to remember to keep your head up and your hips underneath you, or you end up face planting on the mat. When you're on top of someone, you have to make sure to keep your hands underneath their arms, or else you'll be rolled over. And when you're on top, also keep your head up and your hips in, or else they're going to stand up and escape on you. To win a match, you have to win by 1 point. If you score 1 to 7 points more than your opponent, then you win by a minor decision. If you score 8 to 14, you win by a major. And if you score 15, it's a technical fall, and they call the match. To pin someone, you have to have both shoulders on the mat for 1 second, and the match is over. To win a duel, your team has to score more points than the other team. If you win a match by a minor, you get 3 points for your team, a major 4, a tech fall 5, and a pin 6. If someone forfeits a weight class, then the team gets 6 points.
What I've taken away from wrestling is I've built some pretty close friends. You really bond in that room with all that stuff you do. On the mat and off the mat, you start to learn each other and see how they wrestle and stuff like that. But besides that, outside the room, we have fun, have parties and stuff like that. And I know people from 4 years ago that I still know now that I'm close friends with, and I still have connections with them. So that's something pretty cool. I built some character in the room. I'm a totally different person now. Since I'm a captain, I had to become a leader and change my attitude a lot. And I also know how to cut 15 pounds in 1 day, which is pretty useful, you know.
Wrestling has given me the ability to persevere through the hard times, especially when in practice the going gets tough. As long as you just keep your end goal in mind and know that you are and see the success, you'll be able to push through. As well as I've been able to manage my time better. I've been able to study in shorter hours and complete my notes faster. as well as wrestling is basically like a family. You spend 60 hours with them about a week, and you create great friends that are going to last you a lifetime.
Bikes are a great medium of transportation. Many of the students here at Seven Lakes use them on a daily basis to get from their homes to the school. But a problem arises when they are not able to park them in a proper place. The school has decided to add more pavement and install new bike racks on the outside of the school. Also, security cameras will be put in these areas to provide video footage of the bikes at all times. All of this will provide safe parking for the bikes of our Seven Lakes students. These improvements were made due to concerns brought to the administration from students and parents, and in an effort to deter theft of personal property. A new registration process will allow the school to keep track of the bikes and prevent theft. The registration process began on January 11th. Students who ride their bikes to school will be able to pick up a registration sheet from the sophomore office. Students who turn the card back in will be provided with a metallic numbered sticker with a phone number to put on their bikes to keep track of it. The project was funded by the class of 2014, and the volunteer registration will be sponsored by the sophomore class of 2018. The bike racks may already be installed by now, and if they haven't, they may be very close to it.
So Daniel has a really cool and very weird talent that he wants to show us. So can we see it?
Sure. Yeah, let's go.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a new special edition of this week's Tech Report. Today we're going to be talking about CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show that happened earlier this month in Las Vegas. Now, the Consumer Electronics Show has a bunch of new things from companies like Sony, DJI, and LG. Number 1. LG's new bendable screen. LG's been working on displays for a long time now, as we saw in CES last year with its new curved displays. LG's been developing its bendable displays. The screen can be rolled up and scrunched around, and the display is full 1080p HD. Although the one we saw at CES was 18 inches, LG's been planning on going up to 55. As of now, the screen can only be rolled up in one direction. And another crucial point to know is that the screen can be rolled, but it can't be rolled flat. Although we're not at the paper-thin phones of the future, we're getting there. Number 2 is the eHang 184. Bigger than the average drone we saw at CES, the eHang 184, which claims itself as an autonomous aerial vehicle, is unlike something we've seen before. eHang claims that the 184 is the safest, most eco-friendly, and the most easiest to use aerial vehicle. The 184 is 5 feet tall, weighs 440 pounds, and can carry almost 220 pounds. It's designed to fly autonomously. All the user has to do is enter the desired location in the app, and then just fly. For the prototype, the 184 flies at about 60 miles per hour, and it can travel about 10 miles. The 184 is expected to cost between $200,000 and $300,000. Although there's no launch date yet, eHang plans to sell the 184 in China in the coming month. Number 3 is the Faraday Future FF01 concept electric car. On January 4th, making its big premiere, a new company, Faraday Future, unveiled its high-performance electric vehicle, the FF01. The concept that Faraday Future had was to develop a car that was both visually pleasing and functional. Specs include 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, 1,000 horsepower, and a top speed of over 200 miles per hour. Faraday Future has promised that the car will be available in 2 years for commercial purchase. Although it's just not quite ready yet, the FF01 shows a lot of promise in the future generation of electric vehicles.
Hello Spartans! Today I'm here with Seven Lakes' very own Comedy Sports team to talk about what exactly Comedy Sports is and what they expect from their upcoming season.
So Comedy Sports is a fusion between a sporting event and improv. You have a referee, we have a playing field, and we have teams, but instead of competing in football or baseball, we compete in improv games.
And we get suggestions from the audience, and we play different games with different kind of elements to them and try to get points in, laughs, and whoever gets the most points wins.
We play pun games, we play scene games where you'll be given a suggestion and you have to come up with a scene, and we play head-to-head games where you compete against the other team, like directly, head-to-head.
There are situational games where we're given a certain circumstance that we have to play around. We have character games where we have to come up with someone to be. We have pun games.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Zookeeper is the first thing. Zookeeper.
I'm Super Zookeeper Man, and I put criminals in cages. I'm Super Zookeeper Man, and I'm here to stop the bad guys. They're animals.
I'm Super Zookeeper Man, and I've got the monkey to lock up the criminals.
All sorts of different types, something for everybody.
What are you doing?
I'm cowboying.
What are you doing? Going to Hogwarts?
Are you excited about the upcoming season of Comedy Sports?
I'm really excited. It's my senior year, so I'm just really looking forward to having a bunch of great shows to finish off my high school experience.
I think we have a really strong team, so I'm really excited, and it's a lot of really funny kids naturally, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited, I'm a little nervous, but I just want to do my team justice because we're a great team. I'm very excited to be playing this year.
The winners of tonight's match are the team in the colored jersey that is
The next Comedy Sports match is January 21st.
It is a home match, and it's kind of a big deal.
It is the Dustin Crew Thought Memorial match against a few of our football players from the school here, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Tickets cost $5 before the match or $6 at the door. You can buy your tickets from anyone on the team or the managers.
Hey Spartans, I went around the hallway asking students about what some of their New Year's resolutions are. Let's take a look.
To eat healthier.
Get better and have a great life.
Watch every show/movie on Netflix without stopping.
Get better grades, more A's, and not be tardy.
Go to the gym.
Get a date for prom.
My New Year's resolution is to get a date for prom.
Hey, my New Year's resolution is to get a date for prom too.
Hey, dude! Just have a happier life in general and just be healthier.
I'm definitely not stepping a foot in a gym this year.
Buying my best friend his M3.
My New Year's resolution is to eat more food.
I actually want to work out more.
Believe in myself and get through this tough senior year.
My New Year's resolution is to get all A's without doing any homework.
Senioritis.
Just to sleep more.
To make good grades. It's like get better grades and be a better person and maybe start working out.
Mine is just to be a better person overall, I guess.
My New Year's resolution is to get an A in AP Bio, so Ms. Carlson, I kind of need your help.
To progress in soccer.
You know in those grocery stores where you guys have carts and you guys always leave them outside and not in those metal aisles like at HEB? Well, my New Year's resolution is to put those in the aisles.
My New Year's resolution is to beat Mr. Robinson in everything.
To eat less Sonic, to eat healthier, and Chick-fil-A.
My New Year's resolution is to go to college.
And Wingstop.
My New Year's resolution is to get the shutout record for our soccer team.
And Subway.
To have a good basketball season.
And Popeyes. And everything else.
I'm gonna watch the news more and be more aware of the world.
Get my shoe game like 100
baller status all the way to Kobe, and that's about it.